Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about selling inventory-related products in Zoho CRM. This is video number 2 in the series. In video number 1, we talked about the deal system in general and how to function and work with it. This is a specific video for companies that are selling inventory. Now, just before we begin, I will try to explain the logic behind selling inventory, because it's not that simple. In most businesses, we will have some kind of a service that we want to sell. Someone is selling it, providing it, and it's done. With inventory, there are lots of complexities. First of all, some inventories that are more complicated than just something on the shelf. It might be that it's a dropship. So you need to connect to systems, the system that is not yours, to grab it from there and then ship it. And you want to do all that automatically. Another problem with inventory, sometimes the inventory that you are selling is not in stock. It's maybe back ordered, or you need to order it. So you need to know how to work with it. Another problem might be that some of the items exist and some you need to build, which means you need to have a system that knows how to do manufacturing and build the product. So all those eventually create complexities. Now, sometimes companies will use third-party companies to fulfill those orders, and maybe partial orders. So you will need to know how to work with it. So this is what we are going to do today. So in terms of Zoho CRM is going to be the base of everything. Now, for us as a company, it's amazing business results. I can tell you what we're doing, and you can obviously do whatever you think is right for you. We have one interface that we are using to connect to the inventory system. The inventory system might be Zoho Inventory, and that will be for basic to mid-size complex inventory systems. Zoho Inventory can provide you the ability to create regular inventory, create multiple warehouses, create combos that you have a bunch of products creating another product. You can have scanning abilities. It's a nice system, but it's not for everything. We see that when companies need to have fulfillment that is more on the manufacturing side, this is when Zoho Inventory cannot work for you anymore. So in those cases, we are not using Zoho Inventory anymore, and we use a Priority ERP, NetSuite, and other systems. You can connect with us and we'll try to see what's working for your needs. Now, the first step, let me just go to a new deal so we can start from scratch. Let's go to Michael Jordan from Nike. Awesome. So the first step will be to create the order. And in order to create the order, I will go to a button like that. And now this widget is a web component that sits in Zoho CRM that is very smart. So it can pull information from different systems. In this case, we are connecting to Priority ERP, which is a manufacturing system. The salesperson is selling different items, and he's right now talking to the client and creating the quote. And once he's done, he will create an update opportunity, and then we can send a proposal to the customer. The moment that the customer is signing the proposal, it will automatically go to Priority ERP and will create a sales order. And from the sales order, there might be items that are already in stock, and they will provide them. And it might be that some products are in back order or need to be manufactured. And then all that will be done in Priority ERP. The moment that Priority ERP is finishing the job and it's being fulfilled, it will shoot back to Zoho CRM that everything is good, and then it will push this job to close one, which means we know in Zoho CRM that it's done. So you have Zoho CRM as the base, pushing information to other places. In addition, sometimes you will have products or services that are relatively simple. For example, that you can do in Zoho CRM. And we will use the same approach. We will have this pop-up, and we will manage it using the products module in Zoho CRM. In Zoho CRM, the products module, let me just show you a product so it will make sense. Let's go to custom work graphics. You will have the price of the product. You will have a quantity that is in stock. So let's say I will have 20 of those. And then if you ordered anything, you can write it here. You can have also the vendor name. And you can also have some integrations that are built in with the invoices and purchase orders. So every time that you're ordering more products, it will add quantity. It will update it automatically. And every time that you're pushing invoices, it will deduct from the inventory. So it will always know where it stands. Now that will be a very basic inventory system. Zoho Inventory, which is a different application, okay, Zoho Inventory, it will allow you to manage inventory with warehouses, barcodes, much more advanced, and they are pushing this system to new limits all the time. You can have sales order, purchase orders, different integrations with shipping companies, and much more. It's a very nice system, and we can integrate Zoho Inventory with Zoho CRM. So whenever we are going to sell a product, this product is going to get updated with the quantities based on Zoho Inventory. So if I'm trying to sell now 50 items when I have only 27 in the inventory, it will say, you need to let the customer know that we have 27 in stock, but the rest of them will need to be ordered, and it will take 3 months. And all that we can do with this pop-up that I showed you because it has brain and it's a web component. Now, the contact roles that you will see on the bottom, that will include all the people that we are touching. So sometimes you're dealing with big deals that you will have people from finance, you will have legal, you will have people from the delivery, security. All those people need to be listed here using the add contact roles. And for each one of them, you will have the role of the person. So if, for example, I'm going now and 1 second. So if I'm going and I want to add another person, let's click here, and only Michael Jordan is connected to this account. So let me just click here, and I will select all contacts. So let's take David Polsky. So let's say David Polsky will be the developer. And now you will see that in the contact roles, I will have 2 people and David is the developer. Now, I can also do some automations based on that. So I can send, for example, an update every time that there is something going on with the deal. I can send an update to David Polsky or to people that are developers and evaluators or lawyers or accountants. So I can use that as a phone book, but I can also use it as an automation device to send notifications and send updates based on something that's happening in the CRM. Now, some people will also see that I have here sales orders and invoices. those are not really meant for accounting purposes. Those are usually modules that we are using for the sake of sending proposals. So if I will have, let's say, the quote system, and I will try to create a new quote, you can see that I have here this area of items. I can select different items, okay? And I can also add more items. Now, you can tell me that it looks very similar to the web component that I just showed you. And the answer is absolutely yes. And the reason that we usually skip the quotes module and we keep all the action inside the deals module that I just showed you is just for employees not to jump between multiple modules. Because we see over the years, we're doing it for about 12 years, we see that over the years, clients are really asking us, I want our employees to be in one module. I don't want them to jump back and forth. They won't know what they're doing because they're not IT. They're doing something else. And in those cases, we are creating those widgets. For example, creating proposal. I won't send them back to a quote system. I will just open it here, and they will need just to follow the steps for ease of use. Okay? So this is why you have the quotes, invoices, and so on. If you want, you can use it. It's a good system. It's not an accounting system. It's more for creating internal documents, and you can create proposal from them, and you can create multiple proposals and choose one eventually. Very nice system. But you need to understand that it's not an accounting system. Okay, that was a very specific to selling products. I hope I was able to give you value. If you have any questions or want to contact us, in the description below there is the details of how to do that. Thank you very much for watching this session. I will see you in the next one.